Welcome to the Boy Podcast where we do first with good recipe cheat color. Yeah, but too much of it. I'm Connor.
I need you to repeat all of that at about 2x speed. 2x?
Welcome
No.
to the Podcast where we do first with good recipe cheat color. Can't get too much of it. I'm Connor. This is over.
Okay, how about we cut that speed in half?
Welcome back to the Boy Podcast where you do first with good recipe cheat color. You never have too much of it. We're your host. I'm Connor.
How about like uber slow motion, like 0.01 speed?
Come back to the Garlic Boys podcast.
Yeah, make sure you enunciate that. Hey,
where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We're your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
okay, so it went from like really good, like slow motion, like normal slow motion, like vocal sounds, to then Eeyore. Like it was just Eeyore.
Well, what happened was AJ handed me this card halfway through it.
So you're trying to multitask and it turned
Right.
into Eeyore.
It mainly because of what's on this that I'm gonna have to show you. Hold on.
Oh.
Where did you find this? Is this yours? Did you find this at the laundromat? In our closet. Oh, then I know who this belonged to then.
If it's money, it belongs to me.
It's not money.
Oh.
This was found in our bathroom closet.
Okay.
Which a lot of the stuff in our apartment. Sorry, do you want to do your bit first and then we'll talk about what this is.
Yeah. Sorry. So if we would have done the intro normally, I would have then said, and I'm a youth pastor who wants to appeal to the younger demographic and thus does a meme that he doesn't really fully understand. Okay. This is First John. Nope, just regular John. This is John 9, verses 6 and 7. He said this and then Haux in the dust, making a clay paste with the saliva. Rubbed the paste on the man's blind eyes. No. Some of you guys, I think really need to have Jesus Haux in your life. He needs to come into your life and just Haux spit right all over that thing.
If you're not willing to Haux people, then how can you talk to them about Jesus?
Exactly. The Jesus's Haux is the water of life. You know, it is
everlasting. It does not stop. It just keeps going.
If you can't accept Jesus's Haux, where he'll spit all over your life and cause you to see again, then how can you expect other people to accept your Haux? Think about that for a second. Just let that marinate. Let that
let that seep in.
Just soak it all in. Soak the Haux of Jesus Christ right now in this room.
You know what's funny about that is I told you before we got it. Part of the reason this episode was late, we are recording this the same day that I'm going to release it. And you can probably hear there's a little weirdness to my voice. I was away all week volunteering at a youth camp that I go to every year. And we don't shy away from the fact that I'm religious. I grew up religious. The youth camp I work at is religious. And part of the problem is that these teenagers are on the internet, and that didn't happen when I was in youth camp.
Right.
Like we not everyone was, and it wasn't as popular. And so like when I was the weirdo, everyone else was cool and thought I was weird. Now these kids are spewing brain rot at me and want to make it like their team name. Like they were like, they wanted to be the purple Rizzlers because that was our team color. And I was like, please do anything else. And they were like, all right, the purple Skibbities. And I was like, how did you find something worse? They're like, why can't we be like Grimace or something? And they're like, that's cringy. And
so the one of the kids I was talking about earlier with you, he was like, oh, you have a podcast? I was like, yeah, I have a podcast. And I told him what it was. I was like, this is the family friendly one. The other two are not always, on the family friendly side. They're a little more, little less, I guess, family friendly. And I was telling him about it, and he started listening to one of the episodes, the Garlic Moms episode. And he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so cringy." I'm like, "This is peak comedy.
This is hysterical. I don't know what you mean." And then one thing I also was like, the speaker's like, "Your generation, Generation Z, is this, and Generation Z does that," and I'm sitting there like, I'm Generation Z. Yeah. I don't do that.
I think I don't think people. So, sort of like how the millennial became a catch-all for like young people, I think Gen Z has become the catch-all for young people, even though I believe they're Gen like Alpha now or whatever.
Gen Alpha, I think, started around 2016. So like when we turned 18, a new generation started.
Right.
But like the problem I have with being Gen Z is that we're like year 2 of it.
Yeah.
And so like then like when you have those like Facebook posts that are like only the millennials will remember this, and it's like the old school computers that were clear plastic in different colors, or like backyard baseball or putt, and like just like those video games you got from the Happy Meal toys as a kid. Like I remember those. I'm not a millennial though.
Yeah.
And like the difference is like Gen Z grew up with computers and technology and available to them right away, and like how that's like different. And I was like, well, yeah, I had my first phone when I was in 5th grade. So like it's that weird, like there is the micro generation of the cuspers of Zillennials, where it's like, no, I didn't have a phone growing up. Do I kind of remember 9/11? Yes.
Yeah. No, that's like, it's so weird being on the cusp. It's so weird because people constantly that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is when people underestimate my knowledge of like millennial stuff, is what I'm talking about. Like when people don't like think that I'm too young for cable TV and that was it, think I'm too young for whatever else. I can't think of it. Game Boys and
I remember waking up at 2 a.m. to
yeah, George Lopez, Rocco's Modern Life. That's what I woke up at 2 a.m. to. I didn't have a choice. It wasn't randomly chosen for me.
It wasn't a screen that says, "Are you still watching?" from Netflix. Like the TV just continued playing
forever if you let it. But yeah, it's weird. So what is that card? I want to know now.
So a lot of the stuff, hold on, I'm playing Monopoly Go. Well,
oh wow, you're playing Monopoly Go on the podcast.
I got a free gift and I'm trying to get it so it resets quicker.
All right, Monopoly Go, you're sponsoring everybody else. You might as well sponsor us, because I'm pretty sure Connor spends 90% of the show playing anyway. It's true. Don't try to deny. I
didn't deny a word of what you just said.
Sometimes when we're recording the one shots, which yes, we're on a break, but you can listen in a couple of weeks to TGB One Shots every Tuesday, most likely. Anyway, sometimes we're like playing the game, and Connor will send me like an Instagram reel or something. I'm like, Connor, it is actively your turn. Why are you sending me Instagram reels?
What you fail to realize is as soon as my turn ends, I figure out what I'm going to do on the next turn, and then half listen to what's going on to see if I need to change my plan at all while I'm on Facebook or TikTok, or not TikTok, Instagram, or Monopoly Go, or whatever is going on.
I'm so glad I don't play that anymore. Okay, card. What is this?
Card? A lot of the stuff in our apartment that like is nice and like seems adult like we got from my grandmother's house when she passed. Yeah. So like all of our nice furniture, like a lot of our like bathroom stuff, unfortunately, like things that like you're like, oh, an adult made that purchase. One did, she's just not alive anymore. And so what happened was a lot of her stuff got mixed into it, and like we just didn't really unpack it. We were just like putting it out, and eventually AJ apparently found this. My brother AJ, who I live with, found this gold card in some of that stuff. Now, knowing that my grandmother owned this, she lived in Florida, and you know how she died. This is a gold credit card made of metal. What do you think this is associated with?
Oh no. Oh no. Just not for me, not for my sake, but for the listeners. Could you just remind the listeners how she died?
Hey, you remember how we weren't able to graduate on time?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I still have no idea what it could be associated with.
She got the vid, my dude.
Yeah, no, I know, but the card. I don't know what the card could even remotely be associated with.
Are you sure? Are you sure you couldn't figure out that this is an official Trump 2024 gold card?
Oh my gosh, it is not.
There's a membership number. She's a premier member, apparently. She's been a member since 2022. Oh, she must have gotten this like right before.
Yeah.
So I want to look up what this is.
I don't even want to know. It's probably like a $300 piece of plastic, just barely coated in metal, in gold.
Yeah, I can make some money off of this.
You probably could.
Well, there's two that I'm seeing here on eBay. One is selling for $797, and one is selling for $60.
Nobody's gonna buy the $700 one, especially if they can get the $60 one. That's ridiculous. It's like the when Trump was selling NFTs, like those digital trading cards. Like, who did anybody buy those? I'm sure there were. He also sold his own Bible at one point. I do know that.
Yep.
This guy's delusional. I don't really want to go into it because it just...
I don't either. I'm just trying to figure out what this gets me. Okay, benefits.
I'm not going to lie. That debate was garbage, and it made me want to kill myself. But
I didn't watch it.
Good. You didn't want to. I played bingo.
The Trump TRB system card benefits. The perks you'll get by having this piece of Trump's legacy.
Oh, no.
Makes the perfect gift for patriots who love Trump. A great collectible to honor with the British spelling. Honor the historic legacy of President Trump. This is a commemorative card that's only meant to be kept as a reminder. About 74 million Americans support Trump, so if you're looking for something that everyone will like, this is it. Indulge yourself in complete security, as these Trump cards hold a 60-day money-back guarantee. So if you're unsatisfied, you'll immediately get a full refund. This product is a commemorative golden Trump card issued by the supporters of the Trump 2024 campaign. This is a commemorative card and is solely intended as memorabilia. It should in no way be considered an investment property.
if we had the time, I would normally say this, provided we recorded on Sunday the day before. How much is it?
You absolute monsters. I want you to guess. I want you to guess what they're fleecing these people for.
Oh no. Okay, my first guess was like $300.
You can get 10 for less than $300.
You can get 10? Oh.
10 of these will run you $249, and that is a discount from the main price of each of them.
Jeez Louise. I think he was auctioning or selling off like pieces of his coat at one point for when he got arrested, the mugshot coat. This he's insane. And no offense, his followers are insane.
I don't know if this is fully associated with him. I think it's just like,
that's even worse. That's even worse. There's some Joe Schmo on the side of the road is gold plating some tin card and selling 10 of them for $250.
what is ClickBank? Affiliate marketing hub. See, ClickBank is the one that like owned the website and everything. And it seems like it's just someplace like you want to start selling stuff. It helps you, I think.
Oh, so it's more or less like it's a publishing website, more or less. So
Yeah,
similar
like
to Acast, where it helps us get our stuff out onto the sites, stuff like that.
yeah, it's affiliate marketing. So like it helps get you started with starting a website.
Gotcha.
And so I guess someone built a website through them to sell these things. Man, so there's nothing good about this. And it does see, I can tell it's a scam because it does this thing where it has the regular price blocked out and it says it's on sale. But I promise you this is always on sale.
Yeah.
Because then it also has like the best value and all of that other crap. The regular price is $199.99, right?
For one?
For one. On sale for $99.99.
Oh, so you get $100 off.
So this is $100 I'm holding in my hand right now.
Makes you feel like you're really getting a discount.
Well, they help with that by buying 3 of them. What would originally cost you $300, you get 65% off. So now you're only paying $150.
That math still ain't mathin', because if one is $200, 3 of them would be $600, right?
Yep. But that's at the sale price. That's what you got to remember.
Sale
the regular price is $200.
You're right.
They're on sale for $100.
You're right.
But if you want 5, it's only $200 after a discount of 70% off of the $500.
I hate that.
And our best value we have here is you can buy 10 of these at a retail price of $1,000 for only $250. And each of them only have 21 available left. So like you got to get on. Like you got to get in on this.
Don't believe everything you see on the internet, young whippersnappers. Whoa.
I loved my grandmother. I still do. She was awesome. She helped raise me. Great person. This annoys me, and I don't blame her, because she was scammed into believing that this is something she had to have to prove her loyalty to someone who actively did things to harm her and took advantage of her loyalty.
Yeah.
As much as Biden sucks, the people that are like, well, Trump's not Biden, so whatever. Like look how bad he was, and I was like, I will let Biden's senile ramblings go on as president until he starts causing harm in ways that will cause me to lose family members like Trump did.
Yep.
I'm so I wasn't gonna be annoyed by this. I thought it was cute at first, and now I'm thinking about how like she spent real money on this, and I'm just annoyed now.
Well, what a great fit. How about we move on to something else?
It's not even what I wanted to talk about today.
What do you want to talk about today, bud?
Well, I was going to talk about the brain rot nature of dealing with youth and like teenagers nowadays. But I've been playing a new game on my phone all day.
Nice.
Like literally, the reason I didn't see your text earlier was because I was playing this game.
Wow. Glad to know that a game takes priority over your one and only best friend.
Yes, you are the only best friend I have.
Don't say it. I'm the only one you have a podcast with on a regular basis. Wait, excuse me. Who else are you doing a podcast with?
Corey and I have been friends since I was 5.
Okay, but I'm still the only one you have 3 podcasts with?
Well, 3 podcasts is different than what I'm doing one with regularly.
Yeah, but I still see you twice as much as Corey does. Maybe not. Yeah, 3 times as much because he sees you once, I see you 3. 3 times as much. No, I disagree, and I might have to, Corey, figure out another podcast for him to be on if you're catching my drift.
Oh no, TGB One Shots was canceled.
TGB One Shots is no longer. Okay. Do you want to talk about that? Do you even
talk about what?
The video game, the game that you've been playing on your phone that you have neglected me, who's apparently not your best friend.
Goodness. Are you just gonna be whiny today?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Is this because I missed your birthday?
My birthday still hasn't happened yet.
I know. Thank you. So it's called Rush Royale.
Okay. All right. What happens in Rush Royale?
It's great. It's one of those games that everyone's gonna love. It's like a tower defense game.
Hold on. Just give me 1 second.
What are you doing?
Seeing I've played this game before.
You might have, because it's one of those ones that like the ad will come up for it all the time.
Yeah, I recognize it.
And I got the ad for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Got the ad for it this morning, and I was like, that would be fun. I should play that. And I was right. It is fun.
That's good.
I feel like the best way to explain this to you is actually just to play around. And it's definitely not because I can't go through this without playing. And so like it'll oh, did that just focus on the screen? Can you work, dude?
It'll load for 10 minutes and then eventually we'll get into a game.
Yeah, it's PvP, so that's how it happens. And so like you build your deck of characters that you have at the bottom here, and then you get bosses. So it'll tell you the boss that comes at the beginning of the wave, and then all you do is spend your mana to build your towers.
Okay.
And then you merge them. And the thing about merging them is when you merge them, it can turn into other types of your tower, but at a higher level.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I have 2 like archers out right now. So I merged them together, and they just turned into an alchemist there, the green one.
Sweet.
And so now they're shooting acid out there. And so like there's not much strategy to this. It's just like try to get as many characters out in the field, build them up stronger and stronger, combining them together, and then also leveling them up. All of which costs mana, and it's like how do you like disperse that well enough so that like everything is still.
Can you explain to me how it is a PvP game? Like, is it just whoever wins? Like whoever gets farther?
Yeah, so we both have 3 lives, and each there's 2-minute rounds where minions come and then the boss comes. Each minion, if they get to your tower, takes 1 of your health or 1 of your hearts, and if a boss gets there, it takes 2. And so, like, you're trying to make sure that sorry, there's a lot of minions right now.
This is why you don't play games and drive. I mean, and by drive I mean record a podcast.
No, I got it. I fixed it. And so, like, you try to make sure you get all your minions before it gets down there. And then you have 2 minutes for each round before the boss gets there. And you want to bulk up before the boss because the boss takes 2. Once you leave all of your lives, the round's over. And so, like, the big thing is you can see each other's fields. So this one up top is my opponent's, and then mine's at the bottom here. You can see I don't think they're technically winning. I mean, we have 2 different strategies for how to deal with these.
Yeah, they just completely loaded up their little thingamajig.
Right. Where I kind of didn't.
Yes, you do have 2 completely different strategies, as we discussed 2 seconds ago.
It's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for us.
Shoot, are we both gonna be doing this right now? Because now
Are you playing now?
I downloaded it.
Well, you have to go through like all of the tutorials.
Well, that'll only take 2 seconds, right?
Yeah, definitely not.
It's not very long.
This is an unsponsored. Like, I cannot stop playing this game today.
Yeah. I mean, Rush, if you want to sponsor us, we are in dire need of sponsors. So, so please send a sponsor your way, our way, not your way, our way.
I mean, I clearly have no problem saying good things about this game. No.
See, the problem with Connor and
I lost because you distracted me.
Maybe you should be doing what we're actually supposed to be doing right now. And
I am technically. I was explaining this to you as we were podcasting.
So the problem with me and games, phone games specifically, is that I will play them for like a day and then get very, very bored with them. It's a big problem.
Yes.
I just started playing a game, and I actually pulled it out and was playing it in church because I'm addicted. But now that I literally think about a new game that I could be playing, that other game lost all interest in it. Like literally in a split second, you're like, "Hey, new game," and I'm like, "Oh boy!" And it's gone. It's gone. I now want to delete that app or let it sit on my phone for at least 6 months.
What's funny is I was physically in Monopoly Go playing that, and then you asked me to show you this. Like, I started talking about showing you this game and everything. I exited out of that app, went into this one, and I just know there's not going to be a difference. Both of these are going to control my life now.
Why won't you let me merge? What the heck? This tutorial sucks.
I told you. Do you have something you want to talk about today, or are you just going to be stuck playing the tutorial now on this game?
You've ruined me. You've completely ruined me. No, I mean, there's definitely stuff I want to talk about.
Are you gonna do it?
Yeah, I had to remember what I wanted to talk about. Mine is also a video game, so sorry, listeners. It's a video game filled episode. I have joined the ranks. I've taken the propaganda and I have utilized it to the best of my ability, and that is by completely falling for it. And now I'm a Helldiver.
I was going to say, you start playing Helldivers.
I am a Helldiver. So listen, this game is okay. I enjoy the game. There are some mechanics I don't love. However, it is infinitely more fun when you're playing with people you actually know and you can strategize together. It sucks. In my opinion, I hate going solo. I think it's so dumb. It sucks. It's a very difficult game. It's like a first person / third person shooter, where you have to kill bugs or robots depending on the planet you land on. And there's different levels of bugs. There's like the little peons that are pretty weak, and then there's like it gets increasingly tougher, especially depending on the level you play on. And then you have things called stratagems. Stratagems allow you to call in airstrikes, to deploy a sentry gun, to get better weapons and sometimes like ammo and stuff like that, supplies. And so it's fun. It's fun. The stratagems are a pain in the butt as far as playing on the whatchamacallit on PlayStation 5. Because you have to press up, down, left, and right in varying sequences in order to get the stratagem. Sometimes you're being completely swarmed by bugs bugs or robots, and you can't sit there and press 20 keys in order to call down an airstrike. Just not very possible. So it's a fun game. I would recommend it. I would. Only and only if you have a fun group of friends to play with.
How do you feel about the propaganda elements within it?
Oh no, like it's totally like peak World War II type propaganda. Like it's BS. 100% BS. We're going to these planets and eradicating the I wouldn't say harmless population, because they're obviously very harmful to us, but like we're going to these planets to liberate them for no reason. Like for the reason of the red, the red fear or whatever, red scare that was used in the Cold War era. Actually, this is probably more Cold War era-esque propaganda, but regardless, the Red Scare, where they were like, oh, we must attack the Russians first before they attack us. Oh, there's Russians in our midst. Oh, like stuff like that. And that's kind of how it feels. It's like, oh, we have to attack these planets and liberate these planets, and bring our saving grace to these planets in Hellfire before they come to us and kill our families and stuff like that. That's kind of what it's like.
So it's like if the military in Avatar actually cared about being the military?
Yeah.
Well, they were just like heavily armed mining companies in Avatar.
Yeah, right. Yeah, more or less. I don't know.
I'm talking about the blue people.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. I definitely was thinking Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I realized that after a certain point. Like, he's not focusing.
I'm playing this stupid game you got me addicted to.
You've had it for 5 minutes. How are you already addicted to it?
It's very easy, Connor. It's very easy to get me addicted to stuff.
So there's different types of bosses too.
I haven't even gotten past the tutorial yet. Oh, you've ruined me. You've ruined me. I'm a monster.
How could they ever love you now?
Excuse? Oh, I won the tutorial. The thing, it's impossible.
Whoa, you won the tutorial? You're the best player I've ever seen, kid.
Oh my goodness. You have no idea how much I get into a game and I'm like, I must be a really good player. Like I'm going through the beginning freaking levels of this game and it's a breeze. I'm like so good. And I'm like, man, like in my head, I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm obviously better than half the people that play this game. And then
then you play online with people and like,
Please kill me.
Like 12-year-olds that do all they do all day is play this video game.
Yes.
And then it's just like, hey, I kind of want to come on here and like relax after work a little bit and play this game.
Nope.
And I can't do that because you're punching me in the face with my own hand saying, why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting yourself?
Yeah, that's about how that's about how life goes.
I think AJ just did that to somebody. If you could hear that laugh.
Yeah, we can definitely hear that laugh. Is it wise to just keep spamming the new person button until it gives you a new person?
Well, you should also look at like if you can upgrade each.
He's
really
losing.
enjoying the game. I mean, you should also.
He must be
look into
watching
upgrading. No, he's probably watching Kill Tony.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's this comedy podcast hosted by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe, out of a comedy club in, I believe, Austin, Texas, owned by Joe Rogan, and it's called The Mothership.
Okay.
And he'll have like established comedians come on as well, but he also does a bucket poll each night where people from the crowd can get called up and they get the chance to do a minute on stage. And like, if they're good, they'll like be like, hey, that was really good. Like, talk to them about it and everything. They can become regulars on the show. And if they're bad, they just roast the crap out of them. Like, what, like,
ouch.
And it's supposed to sort of be like a motivational tool.
Right.
Because that's how comedy is. Like, if you're not good at it, they're gonna bully you to being good at it.
Oh, for
because comedy comes from trauma. That's why I'm so funny.
Yeah, that's what.
Oh, what you think? Because I had a loving and caring environment that I grew up. Name one funny person with loving parents. I'll wait.
Me, obviously. Got him. I know. I'm not funny.
I was more saying, like, are you sure your parents love you? But sure.
I'm 70% positive.
But like, he's had a few regulars come out of it that are actually really funny, like Cam Patterson. What was Williams' last name? I don't remember, but AJ watches all the time, and like I'll see the clips on TikTok, and it's a lot of fun. And what's great is when the comedians like start roasting the guests, and like they'll go back and forth, and it's fun when Adam Ray comes on doing his Dr. Phil bit.
Okay.
Do you know about this?
No.
There's a comedian named Adam Ray that recently has been doing mock shows as Dr. Phil. Like, it's like a real comedy show, but he pretends to be Dr. Phil during the comedy show.
Okay.
And so like he'll ask audiences like, how was your parents growing up? How was your childhood? Like, do you think that's probably where you went wrong growing up? Like, do you think that's why? And like, if they say something like that's like not funny, he'll be like, we'll be right back. And like pretend to cut to a commercial break and everything.
Yeah.
And he always promotes Dr. Phil's book and like does this great thing. And he's been trying. He gets other comedians that like celebrities on the show to talk to them, and kind of like does interviews with them in that persona. And he had been trying to get Dr. Phil for a few years, like for a few months, I guess, like for a while. And Dr. Phil's son was a fan of Kill Tony, saw him on it, and contacted his dad, and for a while tried to get him to do the show with him. And then during like one of the most recent shows, they did like a stadium live show, and Dr. Phil was there, quote unquote. And they awarded him Guest of the Year for like how like good he's been, like how funny he was, and all of that. And they're like, to celebrate, we have a special message for you. And they turn on a screen on it, and the real Dr. Phil is on there, and like talking to him about it. And it's like, it was just one of those moments that was like, oh my gosh, he knows.
Oh my goodness.
But like he was super chill with it. Apparently, he thinks it's funny and everything.
Well, that's good.
Because like you could be like, oh, it's disparaging of his career, and it's like, but is it though?
No,
because like,
should it be?
At this point, who really takes Dr. Phil seriously?
Ouch. True, but ouch. Dr.
And
Phil.
so he does it. He doesn't do it on everything. Like when he was on after midnight, he just like showed up as himself.
Yeah.
But pretty much any other time he's like at a comedy show as a guest or like doing a live appearance. Now Adam Ray dresses up as Dr. Phil, and it's fantastic.
Sounds very, very hilarious. I'll have to check it out. This was a very bad idea, my friend.
Telling you about this game? I'd like to point out all I did was tell you that the game existed. You have decided to make it a personality.
I wouldn't say a personality necessarily. Just a hyperfixation.
You know what that's a symptom of?
ADHD. I'm somebody who wears my problems proudly on my sleeve.
It's not that I'm not proud of the problem. It's that I have a fear that like everyone's like that. I have a fear that I've been peer diagnosed or self-diagnosed, and then I'm gonna go and get like a real diagnosis, and they're like, "What are you talking about? You don't have this." And it's like, dang. And then I've said it for years.
Hold on.
It's not going to be true.
What you're afraid of is that you might have imposter syndrome, which guess what? Right?
No, because Avi said the same thing.
I wonder what that's a symptom of. Oh, I say it mostly as a joke at this point. Like whether or not you do is irrelevant. I just know it irks you to to imply even that you might have the tism.
It's not that it irks me, and like I'm not gonna feel ashamed if I have it. Like
absolutely,
I'm trying to understand who I am and like why I've always felt distant and weird, and like on the outskirts. Like part of my trying to like come to terms with my childhood and led me to this, and like if this is a diagnosis that fits and like is real, that's great because it helps me understand myself better and helps me move forward. But if it's not, it's sort of like I don't want to use like the stolen valor of it, you know?
That's fair.
As much as that makes sense, I guess. Because like I don't want it to be like, oh, this is why I act this way. And then if it's not, then it's just like this has been a representation of autistic people. And it's not, I'm just a weird kid who knows a lot about movies.
That's fair. And I guess it is one thing, like for years we joked about we did that actually for me, where we joked about the possibility of me having ADHD without ever actually confirming anything. I didn't even like do much research into it. I just like, oh yeah, it's my ADHD, like joking around. Which yeah, I guess it's one thing to do that in a friend group, like as an inside joke. Completely different to do that on the internet, where
on a public podcast that anyone can listen to and then bully and cancel me for
20 to possibly in the future 1 million or more. It's kind of sad, if I'm being 100% honest, that my first big number was 1 million. But honestly, if we had even 100 like regular listeners, I'd probably be stoked. I'd be getting drunk right now.
Hey, me too, brother. Just kidding. We're not allowed to do that anymore. See, that's fun to joke about. Because who's it hurting? Not me.
Us.
I haven't hit you in weeks.
I haven't seen you in weeks.
There you go. Look, correlation is not causation.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever scientists say to help
Whatever.
themselves feel better.
Oh, are we both playing?
Are
This
we
game?
just totally playing this game?
Have we completely neglected our priority and podcast?
I don't know if we have because we're talking still, right?
We're still talking, but it is very like choppy, distracted talking that I'm sure the listeners love.
Listen, I think choppy, distracted talking is a lot of what our brand is,
Yeah,
and
that's
so if they're listeners, then yeah, they love that.
and I think you are also we're putting this episode out we're recording this episode the day we're supposed to put it out.
We're recording this maybe an hour or two before it goes live.
So you're getting what you get at this point.
As I posted earlier today, if you saw our story, like I was traveling this week and I lost my voice, and today was the first day I could really talk and like still sound like a person, and so that's why we had to do it this way. And Matt was celebrating with his family earlier today, and so it had to be done this late at night. And it's not like we wanted to do it. So if you hate the show,
That's your fault.
leave a comment. Let us know how you feel. Subscribe, like it, share with your friends, and let us really know that you hate it by doing all of those things. And if you truly, truly hate us, then you can go on to patreon.com/@thegarlicboys and send us $10 on there a month just to let us know, like, hey, you guys are the worst people I've ever heard speak in my life.
Stick it to the man, just
Yeah.
You know what? You know what? I don't want you to pay us money. How do you feel about that?
You trying to do reverse?
I'm trying to reverse psychology. These. Oh man. Let's keep going with the outro.
Oh, we do. Oh, okay. I wasn't actually going into the outro. Do we want to go for it? I mean, has it been an hour?
Has it?
Check when you got the email.
Yeah, I got the email 54 minutes ago. Yeah, exactly. By the time we actually get through the outro, it'll be an hour. You're getting the best of the best, listeners. We planned this whole episode from start to finish. You can't tell us otherwise.
You can't tell us that we don't do everything on this podcast with a full heart and body and soul and everything.
You said body and soul. I definitely thought you said potting and soil.
Yes, this podcast has grown with the best potting soil we can muster.
I mean, we are the Garlic Boys. You kind of need some good potting soil for that.
That's true.
It's true.
That's true. I know you're not listening anymore and you're focused on the game, but do you want to end the show?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's end it.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of the Garlic Boys. We're sorry. I look, I wanted it to be better, but this is what we've got.
We have to put something out.
If you want to listen to a better episode, go ahead and look on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook for past episodes and clips of those episodes that you can find one that you think is going to sound better than this one. And go ahead and share those with your friends and like them and do all of that stuff once you find those episodes. What you can do next is then head on over to patreon.com/@thegarlicboys. As I said, to support us there. If you want exclusive content, so you can be like, I don't know, maybe the stuff behind the paywall is better. I think sometimes it is. And so you go ahead and you do that. And then once you love that so much, you're going to head over to redbubble.com, buy some of our merch so that you can be like, look, these guys won me over. They're the best podcast I've listened to date. And I think you should listen to them too. And then from there, what you should do is head on over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys and watch the video versions of the podcast for not only this show, but one of our other two shows. We have two other shows called TGB One Shots, which is our D&D real play. New episodes of that should be coming out maybe August. We took the summer off on that one. And then
we should be getting back into recording here like in a week or two, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this week we are.
Yeah. So we're getting there. It'll come back.
We'll get a few behind us, and then we'll start. There'll be a post about it, and then you should also listen to the Clever Boy Quiz, the show. It's a great, fun show. If you enjoyed the Clever Boy Quiz in the past, this is a show dedicated to it. We have fun guests on every episode. Our most recent episode is with our friends of the show, Sarah and Avi. I almost said Sam for some reason, and I don't remember. I don't know why.
It's okay,
they're
Sarah.
my friends.
It's okay, Sarah. I remembered your name. It's fine.
They were my friends.
The person who actually knows you didn't remember your name, but I did. I did.
So go ahead and check out that episode. Matt, I actually have something to shout out, if you don't mind, as I have a YouTube channel.
Do you have a G-spot?
What?
Do you have a G-spot?
It's not really a G-spot. It's just like, hey, everyone go check out my YouTube channel.
That's what the G-spot is. I
don't feel like it is. It's more of that's less of a recommendation and more of like work that I'm shouting out. Like
tomato. All right. Give it.
The garlic spotlight is typically like works that we're enjoying that somebody else made. This is a work that I made. This is a video that I wrote, edited, scripted, filmed, lit. I did everything for, and then uploaded onto my YouTube channel at Connor O'Connor at youtube.com, whatever the thing for it is, and that it would be awesome if the listeners could go check out.
It was
dude.
No, it was really good, listeners. Please do go check it out. There's 2 camera angles. Just so you're aware going into it, there's 2 camera angles.
Your boy figured out 2 angles.
Shout out to Cindy.
Shout out to Cindy. Go ahead and check out that video, please. Leave a like on it, share it. It's fun. I'm going to be posting more videos over there, so if you want to stay up to date on those, subscribe to that channel. Matt, do you have a supplementary mom report for this week?
I don't know. I don't know. I got a new Funko, Spider Woman, and it was really cool. So, if the Maddie Franklin version of Spider Woman is ever a mom, there you go. That's it.
I don't know if she is, but there is Jessica Drew from Into the Spider-Verse who is pregnant.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Spider Woman. That's great, mom. Great, mom. I knew all about Spider Woman before this. I had this planned for months. How about you?
Mary Jane Watson.
Oh yeah, you had that one way before I even did this one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's the mother of May Parker. Codename Mayday.
It's kind of weird that she's the mother of Peter's aunt. I think that's a little weird.
Nope, that's not.
Put that in there.
Not how that works. This was
the best episode ever.
I think this was a bad episode.
Dude, we should name it the best episode ever so that people go in with really high expectations.
This is the best we were ever going to do.
I mean, we didn't really talk about anything super title worthy, so we just called it the best episode ever.
You're right. Thank y'all so much for listening to the best episode ever. We've peaked. I guess stay tuned from the downhill spiral, but we are. Thank you so much for listening, and as always, remember to stay darling. I barely know.
We went 2 different jokes there.